this is glass scale. Yeah, don't you guys feel like the mystical channel's so garbage now? Or is it just me? Like, I'm so bored of doing like the same stuff too. You know what I mean? Like, don't you guys get bored of watching the same stuff? I don't know. But then again, I guess it's like, comes with the territory. If you're doing ASMR, you kind of just expect it to keep doing the same stuff to relax people. You know what I mean? But I guess it's hard to explain. It's like, what if like you like kind of side more as like, entertainment, like being an entertainer, rather than just being like, get what I'm saying? So it's like, what else can I do to entertain and relax at the same time? I guess But I don't know. Then sometimes I think about maybe I should just like, keep this how it is, like, just do like these random tracing videos here and there, maybe even just like make them totally silent and take off all the talking videos, you know what I mean? Just like straight up go super professional mode on this, where it's like literally just ASMR, like no talking nonsense, none of my stupid pervy jokes, nothing, like straight up just tracing and ASMR stuff without talking. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? It would be, right? But not everybody likes that. Some people actually like talking videos. Me personally, I like listening to like something while I sleep. So in that sense, I can understand why people prefer talking videos, at least some of them. But on the other hand, like I can also understand why people might like no talking videos, because come on man, if you're trying to sleep, you know what I mean? Like you don't want like some dumbass talking shit. But it is what it is. But and then sometimes I actually think about totally just scrapping the channel, yo. Like straight up just deleting everything, being like, yo, you know what, as if it never even existed. You know what I mean? But then I kind of feel like this being cruel, because a lot of people say like, some of the videos really help them sleep or something, and you know what I mean? And then there was this one comment or something where like, I think I didn't make a video for like a month or something, and then somebody was like, I guess when I finally did post, they told me they're like, thank God you're back. Like they didn't apparently sleep for like a month, or couldn't really find like a better way to sleep or something. I don't know. So I thought that was kind of sweet, and at the same time I felt kind of bad. I didn't know like people needed my services like that much. You know what I mean? Like actually like people actually care like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I didn't know I was actually helping people out like that. Like actually doing like good things. So, that felt kind of nice. I don't know, it's hard to explain, it's like, it makes you feel like, you're making like a positive difference in the world, no matter how big or small, and with that same mindset, if you think about it, right, like let's say you were like a wannabe bodybuilder, right, trying to get real big, so you're eating like chicken every day, you know what I mean? Like, get what I'm saying? That's, if you're eating chicken every day and there's like 365 days in a year, you know how many chickens would get killed, like extra chickens just to support you? Like 365 chickens, 365 lives, and that's at minimum, considering you're only having like 2 like drumsticks a day, which would be 1 chicken. Obviously people don't just have 2, right, or depending on whatever cut, so like it's probably more like double that number. But just for like keeping it simple. I was like, I'll just do one chicken a day kind of thing. And I actually did eat like that, honestly, years ago when I was really into the bodybuilding stuff. You know what I mean? Like when I went all into it kind of thing. Like that's all I was eating, like, pretty much chicken every day. And like if you think about it, it's like at least 365 extra chickens every year that die, lose their lives just because of me. So when I did decide to just stop it or cut back, I realized I'm like, hey, if I was eating this much, me not eating it, that means like they're not going to be able to sell as much chickens, right? So they're going to have like an excess of 365 chickens because me not eating it anymore. So they're probably going to cut it down a bit, right? And if everybody like try to be more vegetarian or vegan or whatever, eventually like they'll just keep cutting it down because it won't be profitable, and then boom. And once it's no longer profitable, no more animals being caged, but whatever. Hey yo, beep beep motherfucker, beep beep. No, yo, shit, gotta edit that out. Why do you talk, yo? You always swear and shit. And then you get like the YouTube on my ass, whatever. No, whatever. What is this? But yeah. I totally forgot what we were talking about. I'm not even BSing. Like, I don't like do this as an act or something. Actually, you know what? Yeah, this is all for entertainment purposes only. We're making memento. No, I'm joking. Yo, okay, so I forgot what I was talking about, right? But I'm like trying to look at this and kind of trace it a little bit to maybe help myself like remember what I was thinking about at the exact time I was tracing. Okay, so I was talking about the chickens. Boom. Okay, so we were talking about like how like once I stopped eating chicken or whatever, or that was my thinking, right? Like if I'm not eating this many chickens, right? That's like, 365 more chickens I get to like, not have to live through that. Get what I mean? And if you kind of like follow that to a bigger scale, if everybody started doing that, the people that abuse animals like this, they would realize they're going out of business and there's no way to sustain it because nobody wants to buy this. They won't be raising animals in such ways, if you can even call that raising, which I don't. It's more like, just like keeping them captive, yo. Guys, like we always talk about like this and that, but like, like how we treat animals like kind of reflects a lot back onto how like a society treats each other. You know what I mean? If you look at like some countries that are like strictly vegetarian or that kind of stuff, they're a lot more peaceful. Cause I guess it's like the whole thing, you are what you eat, right? If you guys eat animals, you're gonna like feel and behave how animals behave, and you're gonna treat each other like animals, and then the end result is, what you guys usually see on TV, right? But that has to change, and I know like somebody mentioned on like one of the older videos, right, saying, oh, why is it wrong to eat animals? Like people been doing this since the beginning of time. And they were like, what's wrong with eating animals now? Like we've been doing it since the beginning of time. What's different now? The morals are different. Who decides which morals are correct? For some people, it's just so heartless. They don't care. Like people do dog fighting, and then like if a dog loses, they electrocute them or kill them, shoot them, hit them, kick them, drown them, all these, or bury them alive, and all this like really bad stuff, right? I actually seen videos on dog fighting and where they actually electrocuted dogs in front of me in those videos, and get what I mean? It's painful, man. Like, and the fact that like they put the animals through so much pain, you know what I mean, just to make some money. It's like that's effed up, and the dogs keep going because like they want to please their owners, right? And like that's what they've been trained for, pretty much, right? And then it's sad, yo. It's sad. I seen videos of like like pit bulls who didn't want to fight, you know, but they were still being forced to fight, even though like they didn't want to fight, but the other one was aggressive, and like the owner or whatever, they kept throwing like the aggressive dog on the poor one, and then in the end they added two aggressive dogs against the one that didn't want to fight. It was just straight up abuse, man, and they were kicking like the one that wasn't even winning or wanting to fight. And you know, when I saw that, yo, straight up toxic, if I had to choose to save someone, I'll save the animal, yo. You have to see these things to believe what I'm saying, you know. And until you like see these things, you're not gonna understand, like, you know, why I feel so strongly like this. Try to do the right thing, you know. And the best thing I felt I could do was like maybe try to like spread a, you know, greater message across the globe, like this right here, so that maybe, you know, animals can have a better chance across the globe, you know. Maybe I'll spark that one mind and plant that seed that'll, like, you know, bring about the perfect change in the world. Get what I mean? But yeah, or bull baiting, you know, when I saw that, I thought it was just like people just holding a red cloth and like trying to like have the bull hit the cloth and that's it. You know, I thought it was just fun in games because the cartoons growing up that always made it seem like that. But then I saw like a video of it for real, and they actually like, yo man, they speared the damn animal, yo. First they torture him and all that stuff, and then they finally just kill him, and then they eat them or whatever, but they tortured them, is what I'm trying to say. They tortured them really badly. It's painful. You gotta watch these things, guys, you know. Like, obviously I recommend you don't watch them, but at the same time I feel like some things you kind of have to watch, yo. You know what I mean? Just to kind of get a better glimpse and a better picture of like what's what, you know. But oh yeah, so yeah, and they were like, so anyways, going back to the point, they were like, yo, like what's wrong with like people eating animals? So, you know, people been doing that since the beginning of time. Like, what's changed now? Oh, morals and values. So, but who decides which morals and values are right? Like, so get what I mean? That was the argument. I didn't want to reply, yo, because I don't F that, right? Like, shit, I'm gonna just sit there and like write a paragraph, because like that's just one person, right? And I'm like, what if like, imagine like how many other people that didn't even write that comment but felt that way but didn't want to say anything. So I was like, you know, might as well just make a video addressing it. So my answer to that is gonna be, people were doing a lot of things since the beginning of time, you know, that were seen, like looked upon as okay back then, or even if they weren't, they were still like, you know, looked over, like nobody really cared like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff that people were doing back then that's not right. It never was, and now we don't have those kind of rules and mindset, you know. Get what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things, like, you know, but the one thing I will say, because it's like the greatest example pretty much, right? It's gonna be this, okay? Humans consider themselves to be on the top of the food chain. Because they've found ways to, you know, make shelter and weapons, mass destruction, you know, that pretty much like helps them protect themselves against animals. So like, we don't have to worry about like lions or tigers. Get what I mean? But that mindset has made everybody believe that, oh, why should, like, you know, pretty much like, oh, like, we are the supreme, we're the top of the food chain or whatever, like, you know, humans are better than animals, we can use animals however we want, blah blah blah. Get what I mean? And this mindset is only really there because you guys don't have any natural predators, so you like F everything else. We don't have to worry about it. But now going back to the original point, since the beginning of time, people been eating animals, right? So what's wrong with doing that now? Oh, morals and values are different? Oh, why shouldn't people just be able to eat whatever they want? Bruh, damn, I'm gonna checkmate this thing right now. Cannibalism has always been around since the beginning of time. Should people really be allowed to eat other people? Let's say if somebody's a cannibal and you're like what they consider food, are you up for the challenge of offering yourself to be eaten by a cannibal? No, right? But see what I just did? I took you from being a predator and made you to prey, and made you realize that, yo, you know, there are people out there that'll eat you too. You know, if you want to talk about morals and this and that, then it can go either way. Get what I mean? It's like, yo, if you want to eat animals, then I say give the green light to the cannibals too, yo. And if one of the cannibals just happens to be an animal lover and just psycho enough, maybe he'll start eating all the people who abuse animals. I'm just saying, you know. Like, if we were to treat you guys the same as like animals are treated, you would say it's against your rights and your freedom. Not to mention like the crazy and like the retardedness you're gonna feel, let alone the depression and the anxiety and the paranoia of being in such an environment, and the stress. You know, just overall, just hell. Okay, it's hell. You get what I'm saying? Nobody deserves to be locked up, not even animals. You know? I'll always say that. You know, and I feel like all lives should matter. I don't know, that's the way I see it. I feel like, you know, it should be equal, because, like, I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like that. Like, nations who are, like, vegetarian or vegan or whatever, right? You could do research. They're a lot more peaceful, guys. Like, they get along much better. And they treat animals better, too. You know what I mean? All lives should matter. And the A in all lives, the A stands for animals as well. Get what I mean? Because, like, the way they're treated is bad karma. And, you know, then you eat them, and then, like, every stressful, you know, disappointing aggression, depression, everything they went through, like, you consume that, and it becomes part of you, and then you start acting out on those behaviors or whatever, and you guys, you know, keep treating each other like animals. And it makes it hard to kind of see the spiritual side of stuff, or even what I'm trying to say at times, right? But beep 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 beep.